Welcome to another Isolath Creations video. So I tend to bump my hands and fingernails onto everything, so I decided to try a couple of long-lasting nail polishes. So I'm going to be testing the Revlon Colorstay, which is a long wear nail enamel, and also the Sally Hansen No Chip 10-day nail color. So I'm going to put them on each of my fingers or hands and see whether or not they last longer than regular nail polish. So to be fair, I'm going to alternate the colours on each of my fingers because I use my different hands for different things, so just to make sure that they both have a fair go. So this is the Sally Hansen one, and it goes on really nicely. So very slick. That's a nice colour too. So what I'll be doing is adding this to alternative nails, so this one, that one, and then alternating here as well. It's going to look a bit funny, and in 10 days I'm going to check whether or not it's still perfect and chip free. Now I'm going to apply the Revlon Colorstay, which is long wear. It doesn't actually say on their website or how long it's supposed to last chip free, but at least we've got the Sally Hansen to compare. So this goes on really nicely as well. They're both equally nice to apply. Very, very smooth. They're also new nail polishes, so they're not dry or anything like that. So I'm going to add these to my other nails and check how well they last. So this is what both of them look like with just one coat on. Both of them have pretty solid colours and I equally like them. So the Revlon is called Midnight number 290. That's what it looks like on the nail. It pretty much looks exactly the same as what it looks like on the bottle, which is pretty good for one coat, which I really like in nail polishes. With Sally Hansen, it's called Resilient Red, and when you first apply it, it looks kind of pinkish red, whereas in the bottle it looks completely red, but when it starts drying it actually looks like a darkish red. Not too sure if the camera's portraying the natural colour. So I'm pretty impressed with just one coat, but I am going to add a second coat as suggested on the bottles because I figure that's what's going to make it long lasting as well. So this is what it looks like with a second coat on. Don't really see much difference with the colour at all because the first coat the colour went on beautifully and quite solid, but I just put the second coat just because that's usually what you'd have to do with a long-lasting nail polish anyway. And so I'm going to be observing them for the next 10 days to see if they chip or not. Just using the both of them, and after the second coat I have seen that the Revlon was actually the easiest to apply. The brush is slightly wider and just spreads out a little bit more than Sally Hansen, but they equally went on quite well, quite solidly, and I like both of them colours, so there's not much difference there. But will there be a difference in how long they last? We'll find out soon, or in 10 days I guess. just an extra observation, they do take a while to dry. The first coat didn't take that long, but with the second coat it definitely does take a while. I've already noticed that I'm messing it up a bit, but I'll just reapply just to make sure it is perfect, just to give them a fair go. Okay, so 7 days have passed, so I didn't wait the full 10 days, and this is how my nails look like. Terrible. Just completely chipped all over the place. Yeah, so Sally Hansen's one specifically said no chip, 10 days. Yeah, that's just not true. And I have seen other reviews online, and people have experienced the exact same thing. So I'll be just talking about it a little bit more detail from day to day. So these are my nails after 24 hours. I just took a quick snap, and you can see that the Sally Hansen one pretty much started chipping on the corners. Now usually this happens with every single nail polish I use anyway, but considering that this one was specifically a no chip nail polish, I was a little bit disappointed. With the Revlon Colorstay, I could see there was a tiny little bit of chipping just on the end there, but yeah, it was actually doing pretty good after 24 hours. And these are my nails after 3 days of applying the nail polish, and the Sally Hansen still continues to chip, and that's the day that the Revlon started chipping the most. So comparing the two, Revlon seems to last a lot longer than the Sally Hansen. And this is what they all look like after 7 days. So the Revlon is definitely now full-on chipping, and Sally Hansen has been chipping every single day slowly. I mean, I first noticed the first signs of chipping after having a shower. That's usually happens. I tend to shower with very, very hot water, and yeah, it does last a little bit longer than regular nail polish, but not much longer. You know, I'm ready to take these off. It's been a struggle keeping these on just to see the difference. So out of the two, I prefer the Revlon. Just not even looking at color or anything like that. Just putting it on and applying it was a lot easier than the Sally Hansen, even though they both apply quite well. And it seemed to last a little bit longer than the Sally Hansen. So these are my thumbs. So I gave them both a pretty good go, and I let them dry completely for several hours before I did any daily activities that I know would create them to chip. So let me know if you've tried any of these, either the Sally Hansen or the Revlon, or any other nail polish that states that it will stay on your nails longer than any other nail polish. Leave me a comment below. I like reading them anyway, and I tend to try to respond to everyone as well. So thanks for watching. If you want me to review any other products, let me know, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Oh, I didn't alternate. Whoops. Yeah, just continue this one. I'll remove the other. Wasting so much nail polish.